Black victims of LA fires falsely accused of being looters. So, in the middle of devastation, death, literally, things are on fire, and Black people are still being wrongly accused. Give you the details. Have you seen these viral images circulating around the news of the Los Angeles fires? These two gentlemen, viral video of Black men helping their relatives save valuables from the wildfires, falsely accused now of looting by conservatives. And this sparked a fury online. Controversy erupted when the Chingon conservative, MAGA-inspired influencer with 49,000 followers shared a video on Instagram showing several Black men moving furniture and valuables from a home threatened by flames, framing them as criminals and creating a false narrative out of the whole cloth. I mean, this is crazy. If it were anyone else fleeing, grabbing things, is this the narrative you would come up with without any evidence? The edited video quickly went viral on the platform X, where numerous right-wing operatives eagerly shared it to push the racist narrative, only to later discover they'd completely misjudged the situation. I mean, it's so reckless that, is it on purpose? I don't know if it's a mistake after a while. This is what I call willful misconduct. You have no context, and yet this is what you're saying. Friends of it at Atlanta Black Star sharing the details with us. Another angle of the same news clip showing the same men moving furniture also features the homeowner speaking with news crews about salvaging her belongings from the flames as they were being removed from her home. Yet many blindly accepted the falsified story and ran with it. It's that simple, highlighting how easily discrimination spreads on social media through misinformation and unchecked biases. Many were angered by the false allegations because they're Black. They must be looting. This isn't an honest mistake, one person on X noted. You see what I mean? I concur. An interview on KTLA shows the men were helping their relative. LA Mayor Karen Bass was compelled to hold a press conference to debunk other false claims, including the lack of water in California. This one just went crazy. Claims that the tanks weren't full are false. Monday evening, all available water tanks were filled before the fire, Bass said, adding that the water pressure dropped as a result of the massive need to fight as many as 5 large fires in the area simultaneously. So there's no magic pill here. You need water, everybody needs it, everybody's desperate, water pressure goes down. Sounds simple. GoFundMe has been set up to support displaced Black victims of the Eaton fire. According to CBS, full extent of the damage from the Eaton fire is still being assessed as of January 9th. The wildfire intensified by 100 miles per hour Santa Ana winds remains uncontrolled. Fire has already scorched over 10,600 acres, impacting Pasadena, Altadena, and the Los Angeles National Forest, with 10 people losing their lives as a result. News One with some of the horrifying numbers here. Altadena, located just 13 miles northeast of Los Angeles and directly north of Pasadena, has a population that is 18% Black, with a significant portion, 65%, age 65 and older, according to the U.S. Census Bureau. Per archives, historically, Altadena played a key role during the Great Migration, serving as a refuge for African Americans fleeing the Jim Crow South in the early 20th century. Of course, we're going to provide a link here. I mean, it's just a desperate situation. Link to the GoFundMe being shared. Do what's in your heart if you can. Significant portion of the Black population in Altadena, which was decimated by the Eaton fire. Again, age 65 and older. I mean, to make matters worse, there are, of course, scam artists who may take advantage of the Los Angeles wildfires. Officials are warning. Multiple law enforcement entities. You know, it's really a shame that you even have to do this, that you even have to go there. But indeed, they got to go there. Got to go there because people just, well, sometimes tragedies bring out the worst in them. Multiple law enforcement officials have warned of bad actors scheming to take advantage of charitable people looking to chip in and give to those in need due to the fires. We have people with big hearts who want to help. They want to donate. They want to support the victims. California Attorney General Rob Bonta said in a press conference Saturday. But we also see the scammers taking advantage of that goodness and that generosity and scamming and defrauding those individuals. Scammers have at times targeted elderly individuals, immigrants, and non-English speakers, Bonta said. ABC News with the details. It's just despicable to me how you can watch these images, Woes, some people. And while those of us with hearts are saying, oh my goodness, wondering about friends and people we don't even know and how they're doing out there, how they'll rebuild. Can you imagine being a senior citizen who's lived in a place, perhaps several generations? What are you going to do? And yet there are others who just see it as an opportunity. They see dollar signs. They get amped up about how they're going to steal and pillage. What say you?
It's funny you mentioned scams, right? Because I think these right wingers, particularly on X, and the sort of, I guess, community that has been fostered over there, if you could even call it that, by Elon Musk. You got to realize this is a group of people who are absolutely dedicated to a denial that there's actually a climate emergency happening on our planet. So instead of talking about our brand new climate realities, the devastation that can and will be wrought by said realities, and our need for our systems and our institutions to be way more diligent, to be way more, I'm sorry, militant about dealing with this stuff. You can do something that's a dodge, because that's easier to talk about something as stupid as this idea. Where, by the way, Sharon, even if these people were looting, I'm not sure I should give a damn. Like, obviously, I don't personally think people should loot in a freaking fire, but like, I'm sorry, that wouldn't even rise to the level of something that I'd be thinking about in a time where two entire neighborhoods and communities are being completely destroyed. So much freaking loss, so much heartache. The idea that a couple of guys stole a TV, like, I don't even understand how that could be something that could rise to the level as newsworthy or noteworthy, given the dire situation that people in Los Angeles find themselves in right now.
Yeah. What I think you're saying, and I agree, is it's not good, of course. We don't want people to do this, but it's like, this is a symptom, perhaps. Can we talk about the root cause of some things going on here? And again, these guys were heroes helping a relative. They didn't have to do it. And yet they're spread throughout the world as thugs, thieves, the worst, right? Because if you do this kind of thing, you're the lowest of the low. Okay. They ought to pull a Ruby Freeman, Che Moss, and sue. Figure out where the money is, go get it, and teach somebody a lesson, because there are other things to do. And you're right too, because the officials, and they've made this clear, and I don't usually side with the officials, you just do your job and do it better. But they have to spend time debunking things as people are just trying to be safe. I mean, there are people who were unable to care for themselves, who just stayed, couldn't be rescued in time, and died. I'll give you the last word.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, being here for the last 8 years, here in Los Angeles, I've grown a strong attachment to the city. And you get a sense that, like, obviously this thing is horrible, like people losing their houses. But like, once you start hearing the stories, man, about what people like, this is some of this stuff, this is people's life's work, building these homes and making these homes, and having sanctuary, and being in community with one another. And so, yes, like, I'm glad, like, the death toll, it's horrible that people have died, but like, as these fires were so ferocious, it could have been so much worse. I'm glad the death tolls didn't get out of control. But like, when I just sit and think about the amount of loss that has happened for so many people, that's what really bums me out. Just the idea that so many people are starting from scratch all over again after putting so much work into making these places the special places that they were. That's what will continue to break my heart. I just hope that our collective response as a country, as a community, as a city, as much effort goes into making these folks whole, or as whole as we possibly can make them again.
Yeah. And if you want to report on somebody who's looting and stealing, I think it's fact check. Go after some of the insurance companies who are canceling policies or who have already done so after collecting billions of dollars. Why don't you post those pictures, post those companies, and leave these two heroes alone?